Okay, when I'm looking at these system of inequalities, what we're going to have going on here is we're going to need to look at the sign very carefully, because anytime, remember, you have an equal to, that means it's going to be a solid line for either one of those. If it does not have an equal to, it's going to be a dotted line. Also, your sign will tell you the direction of the shade. If you have one that's a less than, remember the less thans are the ones that look like a bent L. Those are going to be shaded down. And if it is a greater than, it's going to be shaded up. So for example, if I had a graph like this, that was a less than, it would be shaded this way, everything below the line. If I had a graph like this, that was a greater than, it would be shaded like this, everything above the line. Even this part over here gets shaded. So that should help you figure out these pretty easily. Also, if you have one like this that's not solved for y, remember you'll need to get y by itself first. And anytime you need to multiply or divide by a negative, you will need to change the directions of the inequality sign. For the ones asking, is it a solution to the inequality, you're going to plug in the point. I'm going to show you one on the next worksheet about a solution to the system. To be a solution to the system, it has to work in both points. So we need to plug in this point here into both equations. So when I plug in the 6, I have 6 is greater than 5. And that is a true statement, so this works in this one. You notice there was not a place to plug in your -7 for the x. That's fine, just plug in whichever variable you have available. On the second one, I can plug in the 6 for the y again, but I can also plug in the -7 for the x. Be sure when you have something like a negative or a number that you use a parenthesis, because what you'll have is 6 is less than or equal to -7. If you don't use that parenthesis, you might lose that negative plus 4. So a -7 is a +7 plus 4. And now we're trying to see if 6 is less than or equal to 7 plus 4. So 6 is not less than or equal to 11, or 6 is less than or equal to 11. +6 is less than or equal to +11. Therefore, since this works in both equations, it's a solution to the system. If it worked in one but not the other one, it would not be a solution. And of course, if it didn't work in either one, it would not be a solution. But hopefully this will help you figure out how to do some of the problems on this worksheet. We'll take just a brief moment to talk through the bottom of the worksheet. On the bottom, you're going to have two different graphs. So if I had something like number 6, for example, we'll sketch a graph real quick on this. Switch my color. So we'll do this one in blue. This one, since it's a y equals -3, I'm going to go down on the y-axis to -3. And since it does not have an equal, it should be a dotted line. And it's a greater than, so it'll be going up. So I would have that shaded. For my x is less than 2, do that in a different color. On the x-axis, go over to 2. This is a less than or equal to, so it is a solid line. And the only time you think left or right is if I do not have a y variable. If I can get y by, I can go and do this. So x is less than or equal to 2 means I can go over this way, because those are the numbers that are less than 2. The only time I go left-right is if it is a vertical line. Now, when you go for your final answer, you're looking for the part of the graph where both things are shaded. So the part where both things are shaded is this region up here. So that will be your final answer. This is the region where I was shaded both by the blue and by the green. So that would be your final answer on your graph. And on your answer choices, the only thing they will have shaded is the final answer region. They will not have these intermediate regions on your answers here. When you go to do one like number 8, remember, I strongly recommend you solve for y. And if necessary, use a test point to check. But solving for y, being sure to change the direction of the sign if you have to divide by a negative, will help you do one like number 8, just like number 7, number 5, or the others. I hope this helps you with these. Please reach out if you have questions.